Hey everybody, it's Cindy A. Lewis and it is March 3rd, the third day of National Craft Month, and I'm so excited to share with you a little tip and trick and demo on the all-in-one tool from We Are Memory Keepers. You know, I started sharing with you about the trimmer and the scoring board and making tabs and tags, and so now I want to share another couple of things that it will do for you. It will make you little pom-poms, which are adorable, so cute. It will make tassels, which I'm going to show you a little version on that. And then I wanted to show you also on making an easy bow, just a little quick easy bow. So if you need that third hand, it's a great tool. So let's get into it. Okay, this is the all-in-one tool from We Are Memory Keepers. And I showed you already a lot of the things it will do. I also showed you how to make tabs. And I just wanted you to know I took some cardstock that I had and I made some little tabs for my receipts. So I'm going to start storing my receipts in this Dollar Tree little box, or you know, plastic bin. It's not a box, duh. And so this is another thing, these tabs that the We Are Memory Keeper all-in-one tool will do for you. So anyway, what we're going to look at right now is the pom-pom maker. And if I turn the tool over, you'll see there are some little pegs here. And I'm going to turn this back over this way. I'm going to pull these apart. So you actually end up with 4. Now, I'm going to pull this over a little bit. And I'm going to take 2 of them and I'm going to space them apart. So I'm going to say put one here and maybe one here. Now this is going to determine how big my pom-pom ends up being. And I'm going to use this white. I really like this, called Snowflake. It's London K. It's really cute. It's a Lion brand and it's a bulky yarn. And so the first thing that you do is you take your yarn and you knot it around the bottom peg here. So let's see if I can scoot up a little bit. I think maybe we will zoom in. I think that's better. All right, so I'm going to tie a knot. And I'm going to cut this little piece off here where it was knotted. Maybe we can use that later. So I'm just going to tie a knot on this bottom peg. Well, actually, I'm just going to tie one. And then I take my yarn and I just wrap it around. I'm going to wrap it around about 20 times. And then I'll show you where we go from here. Okay, 20 times. Then I take the end of my yarn here and I'm going to tie it to that little tail that I left and make a little knot just so it holds together. All right, then I'm going to snip that off because we'll trim this pom-pom. And then I'm going to cut about 6-8 inches and I'm going to slide it under here without pulling that off. And if I need the extra length at the top, I can put these back on to help hold it together. So I'm going to take my yarn, slide it under in the underside here. If I can get my fingers under there. There we go. And then I'm going to take it and tie a double knot in the middle. And since this is white, it might be hard to see. Maybe I should turn it a little bit so you can see a little bit better. And I'm going to tie a knot, double knot. All right. And I'm pulling it tight. So then I'm going to take my pegs off, or take my pom-pom off my pegs. All right. Now I have my little pom-pom here, and I'm going to snip all these edges in the middle to make my pom-pom. And then anything that's the wrong length, you just trim that up and create your little pom-pom. So you want to make sure you get all your little snippies done. There's one in the middle. And then you trim it up and you got a little pom-pom. just like that. Isn't that cute? A little pom-pom. And these are different ones that I had made, you know, with the pom-pom maker. And so, you know, it's really fun. Now, if you don't go around it enough, you're going to end up with a little sad pom-pom like this one. It looks like a little wannabe spider or something. All right, the next thing that we're going to do is the tassel maker. All right, for the tassel maker, you're going to use these little pegs again, and we're just going to use the peg holes again. Just stick one here, and I'm going to stick one there. You can see where we're doing here. And then I'm just going to pull one way down here on the end. So my tassel will be kind of long. And I'm just going to use this same type of yarn. I'm just going to use the same one. And again, the same type of thing. You take and tie a knot here at the bottom peg. And I'm just going to tie a tie like that. Now, what you want to do is you want to take your yarn and wrap it around the whole thing, the length. And I'm going to do that probably about the same amount of times, unless it seems too thick. So that's 5. All right, I'm just going to do this one 10 because this yarn is quite a bit thicker than that other yarn that I used. And then I tie a knot here at the end, and we'll snip that off after we take the tassel off. I'm going to trim that. And you can see here where the head of your tassel is going to be is right here. Now, one thing that I wanted to do is not use yarn to create that. I want to use this thread that I have. I love this gold thread. You can barely see it, I know. And I've used it in all my junk journal tassels. So I'm just going to use this one, and I'm going to pull this up a little bit so I can get underneath it. And I'm going to go ahead and pull it long and make a knot with it. And then I'm going to wrap it around a lot of times. I'm just going to wrap it and wrap it. But I'm going to go ahead and pull it tight and make a knot. All right, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Take this off, and this is going to be the top of my tassel here. I'm going to take my thread. I love this gold thread, you guys, it's so pretty. All right, I'm going to hold that tail down, and I'm going to wrap this around like a lot of times. Then you're going to trim all these bottom pieces, these loops, and you're going to cut that knot off that was at the bottom. And then you can trim anything else that you have to make sure that it's the right length. And let's see, do I have any more? And then you can get them all uniform if you want to. And so one thing that I don't usually do yarn tassels. I usually do ribbon tassels. And I usually just do it by hand rather than having some pegs. But I could see how nice it could be to have that extra hand. So making tassels and pom-poms are a couple of things that the all-in-one will do for you. So the other thing I wanted to show you also is the bow maker. So it does have an option. It's really these little pegs that will help be your extra hand. So it's a very simple bow, and you might could play with it a little bit more, but it's a pretty bow, and it just helps you hold that, get that bow, because your hands are, you know, you only have 2 hands, right? Everybody has fun making bows. So I'm just going to pull some of this ribbon, depending on how big you want your bow to be. So I'm just going to pull some ribbon, and ooh, there we go. All right, here we are. So you wrap it around your 2 pegs, and I'm just going to get them pretty even. Push this out. Then you take your tails and you wrap them around each other. Then you're going to pull this one underneath. And instead of pulling it this way, you're actually going to take it all the way under the back ribbon. like this. You can see how your bow's coming together now. All right, so now you've got your bow. Your loops are there. You're going to take this ribbon that's on top and you're going to wrap it around this back one and put it through here in this loop like this. And then you're going to pull it tight. And then you take it off the pegs and you just tighten up your little bow. And you just have a little bow. There you go. Just a real simple, easy bow. And I have a bow maker, so I probably wouldn't ever really use this for making bows, but it will do it. And sometimes your bows look prettier if they're wire ribbon. So like this one is wire ribbon and you can really form it the way that you want. This one is not a wire ribbon and it needs a little something something, right? Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this demo. This all-in-one will do a ton of things, but I wanted to show you this as a little tip and I told you I would do it. So anyway, product review here, all-in-one. And so I look forward to getting with you on our next video for Craft Month, which will be on March 4th. So thanks for watching.